Oh my goodness. Here we are on a Taco Tuesday, coming to you live from Marlar Studios, Chris Marlar Equipment Studios. We're live. Man, Tony, how are you?
I'm good, buddy. How are you today?
Man, I'm so excited to be here at home finally after working so much. I am I'm glad to be here at the house talking to you and everybody else who's going to be on here tonight. I'm really pumped.
I know, buddy. I
Yeah,
know.
I'm really
It's gonna
pumped.
be a good show. Another one. Another good show about food.
Another good show about food. I mean, how can you have a bad talk about food?
Right.
Hmm. Well, man, this past weekend the weather sucked, but we made the most out of it. I don't know if you saw, but we actually got our new pup a backpack this weekend.
I did see that.
You
How
say
was
that?
that? How'd that work out?
She loved it. She absolutely loved it. We went out to a little place north of town, a little state park up there, Woolly Holla. I've been going to since I was a little kid, and they've got some trails around there. We decided to get out, do some walking, get some exercise, and it was really amazing timing because we had pulled out of the house and we went around the corner, and it was Sunday, but I met a mail truck. And I told Gia, I said, I bet she's got that backpack. So I turned around and I just watched the mail lady. She pulled up in my yard, went up, set a package on the porch, and we went up there and got it. And the very first time we pulled it out of the bag, we put the dog in it and took off with it. Now, she kind of leaned over to the side like this,
Yeah. Well,
but
she
I
got to
figured
see.
I remembered she's only got one eye. And so she was trying to get her head around so she could see. But
Oh,
yeah,
is
so
the right eye her good eye?
the left eye's are good eye.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was fun. We carried her. I carried her about 2 miles. Gia carried her about a mile. We let her walk about a half a mile. And when she walks, she really slows us down because I don't know if you've ever dealt with bulldogs at all, but they have to sniff every single blade of grass,
Everything.
every blade of grass. So it is.
Well, she's looking for signs for the next river crossing, so
Well,
she can
she's
so
in
she
here with me
can fall
tonight. So
through
if
it.
you hear any grunting or snorting or farting, that's her. But
It's
anyway,
all her.
well,
Okay.
man, here we go. You're live on Professor Bats and Friends. We are so glad that you are here. Here we go. Oh my goodness. What a day.
Man,
What a day.
the comments are blowing up already.
Oh my goodness. We got people in the house wanting to talk about food.
I know it.
I tell you. Well, we got some big announcements we got to get out of the way. I mean, right off the bat. Um, we are going to talk about food, but I just want to put this out there. We talked today to Chris Marlar with Marlar Equipment. They're out of Central Arkansas. He works on the biggest stuff I've ever seen in my life. He came on as a sponsor this week, and we're going to have him. His wife Amy is part of Lady Owned Toyotas, and they are some amazing people. And I'm so excited to have them on as sponsors.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Really
sir.
exciting. And we also had a conference call with Kyle and Tate from Okie Overland, and they're coming on. They're coming on as our sponsor. I see you've got the patch and the hat
Patch and the
that
hat,
you're
buddy.
sporting first thing tonight. So I've got my trail rated coffee and more
Ooh,
expo. So we're sponsor driven. I
Yes,
swear,
sir.
goodness, we're repping.
That's right. Showing the
Red-handed.
love.
But man, I am excited. Kyle is a 15-year police officer that decided to take a break. I don't blame him. If I could take a break, I would. But they have been huge supporters of Blue Line Overland, and we are so excited to have them on as one of our sponsors of the show. So
Big news.
big news coming down the pipe
That's right.
today
Lots of
for
exciting things. Yep.
oh, the professor and the bats are rocking. I tell you what, life is good. So, anyway, Gen Xers are with us. Good evening, Chris Marler. Chris, it's your studios, man. I hope you had a good day fixing whatever you fixed. Um, you know, uh, experiencing Arkansas. Appreciate you being on here, Richard Brown. Arla coming to us from a glow party in Hot Springs.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Chris said nice mic cover, Tony. Yeah, I got it sporting the Okie Overland. Arla said, send help. Well, we will do it. We will do it. We'll send help as soon as the party's over. Just wait till the foam drops. Wait till the foam drops, Arla, because when it turns into a foam party, it gets out of hand. I'm telling you, it just gets out of hand. G is on here with us from Northwest Arkansas. Appreciate you coming on, my love. No Barrier Adventures. Let's see the pup. Well, oh my gosh.
Do it. Let's do it.
No, I ain't
Do it.
bothering her.
Yeah.
She's
Your
back there
fans want to
snorting.
know.
No, she's back there snorting. Shut. Hey,
She's trying
simmer down. Simmer down. I don't trust her, or I
to.
would let her out. I don't trust her in my house. There's no telling what she would do. So Lindsey Bond coming to us from Kansas. So we got people all over. Lindsey, I hope you're having a wonderful evening and experience in Arkansas. Says Kyle is a good fella. Congrats. We appreciate it. All of our sponsors are amazing people. We love every single one of them. In fact, we are going to talk about them right now on our sponsor spotlight. Here we go.
It's now time for the Sponsor Spotlight, talking about all the products, services, events, and businesses that we use and love. Here we go.
Now, Kyle and Tate have taken over Okie Overland here recently. He's building the business up and doing a really good job with it. He is posting some amazing videos all the time about stuff that he's got. He has got a lot of inventory. He can get you stuff in 2 or 3 days. They just do a wonderful, wonderful job. I love how they have a consignment area.
Yeah.
The back room is a consignment area. If you have something that you bought that you don't need anymore, take it to him. He'll sell it for you. So that is really neat. In fact, I watched one of his videos today. He has got Black Rhino wheels. He's got Snowmaster fridges in there. He's got all
Bumpers,
kinds of
sliders.
bumpers, tents, everything you could think of. It's so cool. I got to get over there because I need to sell some stuff and buy some stuff. So, man, yeah, I love it. So,
They got they got their group page too. That's got a lot of events going
Okie
on.
Overland Lounge.
Yeah.
If you're not a part of that group, get on there. They do the third Saturday of every month. They do a Rigs and Coffee and a camp out. So
Yep.
that's actually coming up this weekend because it is the third weekend. So that's
At Broken Bow, not to be confused with Broken Arrow.
Right. There's a lot of things that are broken.
Yeah.
But we want the bow and not the arrow.
Yeah.
You know, they kind of go together, but
That's
they're not anywhere close to each other.
That's right. They're
Isn't
like
that
3.5 hours apart.
Isn't that odd how the arrow's not anywhere close to the bow? Maybe it was shot from the bow and that's where it landed. Could be. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway.
Okie Overland is a full-service overlanding and camping store in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Customer service is a must and will be given. We're family-owned and operated. Our goal is to provide the overlanding camping community with a wide selection of camping products and vehicle services for primitive, and local camping destinations and adventures. We have a full functioning shop for various amounts of installs for your vehicle. As prior law enforcement of 15 years, we support our first responders and veterans. Come see us. Their address is 7450 East 46th Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Their store hours are Tuesday through Friday, 11 to 6:30. Saturday open 9 to 3 and closed Sunday and Monday because they need a day off too. So anyway, we love it. Okie-overland.com. Visit them. They have everything you could possibly want. Woo, man, I'm so excited to have them on here.
I know it.
Isn't that stinking cool?
I know
Stand
it.
up, folks, Chris said.
Stand up, folks. That's right.
Gen Xer says we missed the live show last week, but watch the replay. If you guys organize a group camp out, we would totally be down. And we are planning that.
We're doing it.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
Tony's in charge. It's probably going to be like the 1st of May. And we will get out there and we will love to have you. We actually want to get out and get some of our listeners to come out there and be with us. And we're going to do a roundtable discussion live show if it's possible.
Yes.
And
if we can get service,
that'd be stinking awesome.
That'd be 1st of May. Misty might be here. I think she ordered one of them deals from.
Oh yeah, Elon Musk deals.
Musk deals, yeah.
Oh man, that'd be cool.
Maybe we could bum her satellite service.
Apparently, there is a great German restaurant near Oakley Overland as well. Oh, cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we'll give some schnitzel.
Hurry up, Tony Kress. All right,
well, Tony Kress. Chris says,
let's just throw it out there then.
Hey, whatever Chris wants, Chris gets. So
Cinco de Mayo. There you go.
May 5th.
Friday, May 5th.
We got a few things on the calendar. Tony, why don't you share with them what we have coming up?
Yeah, we got next weekend we have the Go Explore trip, the Ouachita run. But after that, we got the More Expo, April 21st through the 23rd. Then we got Natural State Overland's Bonfire Rendezvous, April 29th through the 30th. Overland Expo West, May 19th through the 21st. Big Iron Overland Rally, September 29th through the 30th. And Natural State Overland Rendezvous in the Ozarks, October 12th through the 14th.
Have you decided whether you're going to West or not?
Pretty sure I'm not going to West.
Okay, but Arla is.
Yeah.
Miss Bats Off Road is going with Lady Overlander Radio.
Yep, she's going out, and it'd just be me, myself, and I, and maybe my kid. I'm not sure what my kid's doing yet. I haven't been informed.
Yeah, I forgot you got a kid at home.
Yeah, I ain't been informed. I may have to go hang out with Chris that weekend and just watch him cook for Oscar Mike.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Brad's got to do that weekend. Anyway, never mind. Sorry.
Next week is spring break.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we're going to have a show or not. We might. So our plans have changed a little bit from what we had going on. So we may actually be around where we can have a show. If we do, we'll let you know.
All right.
But we had not planned on it, but we may do it now. Yeah. Amy wants to go with Arla. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. So let's dive right off into it. We have done the past couple weeks talking about cooking with the old guys, and I love hanging out with the old guys because, like I said previously, they got manners, they love people, they love to cook, and they can cook. And it's amazing to hang out with them because when I go with Scott and Kelly and Judge Mike, like you have, went with us a couple times now, I pack all this food to take on the trip, and most of the time I bring it all home because it's funny because Scott brings enough food to cook for an army, and I love it.
Yeah.
And so a few weekends ago was no exception. Threw some stuff in the fridge, went up there to Woolham. We all gathered around, made a big circle, like circling the wagons, and I came home with 90% of what I took because Scott said, "Hey, I'm making this, you make this, and I'm making this, you make that." And a couple times he just said, "Hey, it's ready." So that was pretty cool. And so that's kind of what sparked this this topic that we were on about what we like to eat, what we like to make, the trouble that we go through to get all this done. So anyway, it's been pretty fun talking about breakfast, lunch, and Now we're talking about dinner.
Yeah. Favorite meal of the day.
Yeah, my favorite meal of the day. And so next week we're doing the Go Explore route with the guys from Go Explore, and Brad and all those have organized a trip. They got 17 people going, and so I'm having to cook. Actually, I'm not having to. I get to. I love this. I'm so excited. I've been working on my trailer for about 3 weeks now, trying to get it set up for big groups, and trying to figure out what we're going to put on the menu. And so that's kind of why I wanted to talk about these things. And people have got on here and really give me some good ideas. And I've, went through a few websites and got some ideas that I want to throw out there. So I think it's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to it.
I got an idea for you right here.
Okay. What you got?
That right there.
Smash burgers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Smash burgers are pretty good.
Those are pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. Chris says steak.
Yeah.
Definitely going to have some steak. Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. So, yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to put together the menu. I can't wait to go to Sam's and buy all the stuff, and I can't wait to get out there and do it. And we're going to talk about what we're going to do for dinner as soon as we come right back.
Hi, this is Jerry from Kemble Tusk.
I'm Lisa. I'm Katie, and we are Team Wild Maven.
Hey, this is Aaron with Artemis Overland Hardware.
Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Kara from Ozark Overland Adventure.
I'm Tate with Overland Spices.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Drew with Rock Squatch Designs, here with the Rock Squatch.
This is Jeff with Bad Academic Cup.
And you're watching
Professor
Bats.
Professor Bats and Friends.
Professor Bats and Friends.
Professor Bats and Friends.
Professor Bats and Friends.
The Professor Bats and Friends.
Professor Bats and Friends.
Yeah!
I can't wait till more expo. We'll be getting quite a few more of those. If you see Tony with a camera, go up there and say, "Hey, I want to do an intro."
Do it.
And he'll get you.
Come see me.
He'll get you on. Get you on. How many times do you think you've missed dinner, Tony?
3.
3 your whole life?
In 50 years.
50 years you've missed dinner 3 times. I've probably missed it a few more times because I fast on Mondays, but it's
on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah. I swear this dog's gonna be the death of me.
Your partner
to do a show on dogs. Dogs.
You got her wound up. You talked about missing dinner.
I swear. One of the biggest, most downloaded shows I've ever done in the 3 years I've been doing this was Camping with Pets. And so we're going to have to do that again. That was actually a good one.
Yeah.
Got a lot of good information out of that. But this one here can't be quiet. I mean, he's snorting, farting, just all the time.
Keep it down.
So I swear, I got to talk real soft.
I'm working here, people.
I got to talk real soft so I don't mess with the dog. I have not, other than fasting, I have not missed many dinners because dinner is probably the main part of the day.
Yeah.
Do you plan it out normally?
Yeah, I usually have some sort of plan. It depends on the weekend, when I'm leaving, the time of the year. Sometimes, like Big Iron, it was hotter than Hades, and I didn't want nothing to do with cooking, So it just sort of depends, but I usually do plan it to a degree. I'll make a list, and my good wife will pick me up some stuff, or I'll just hit the grocery store on the way out of town.
Yeah. One of the things that I forget when I'm going on a long trip is that there actually will be places to resupply. So you don't have to take stuff for 40 days.
No.
We had that conversation with Porker last year when he planned for 40 something days and he took all the food and went, and then about 5 days in, we hit a Walmart. So I I could have bought some stuff here, but I usually plan all my stuff out. I love having a dual zone fridge freezer, and I really worked it to my advantage. I was able to keep my meat frozen, and
Yeah.
I would move it to the other part where it was as a fridge, and I was able to thaw things out and do that. So I love being able to do that because a lot of times you come home with food, if it's already thawed out, you have to eat it right then or it's not good. But
Yeah.
everything that I came home with, I was able to still save. And so I really like having a dual zone. So if you don't have a dual zone, just know that is a huge benefit for a long trip, 2 3 week trip or whatever. So that was huge. But our favorite meals are, one thing that I think about all the time. So if you were on death row, and I've talked about this all my life, people would have asked me this question. If you were on death row, if you had, done something really bad, you're on death row and you had your final meal, what would it be?
Crab leg and ribeye, cooked by you. Only cooked by you now. It's got to be ribeye that you cook. Loaded baked potato, salad, some sort of salad. I like salad.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, some of my grandma's coconut cream pie.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that would be it.
Yeah, we've got people are commenting. Chris and Amy both have. Well, actually, he mentioned steak and she mentioned seafood. So
Yeah, I mean,
I
let's do it.
have really thought about this, and I have actually stated to people more than tomato pie.
Hold on. Tomato pie?
What is
I'm
tomato
gonna need
pie?
I'm gonna need an explanation here, Chris.
Dutch oven baked beans with hamburger meat, peaches, and coarsely smoked meat in pieces. Oh yeah.
Oh,
So you
good
mentioned
grief,
Courses.
Richard. That sounds amazing.
They're open now. Courses is open now.
Okay. All
They're
right.
open for the year, so we need to get up here and get some stuff. Now, I've actually thought about this. I've actually thought about my last meal, what it would be, and I've mentioned to people several times. I've always loved Mexican food. And there's a place here in Conway, my favorite Mexican place. They have this thing. It's called Tacos Locos, and it's crazy tacos. And they take steak, chicken, shrimp with all the veggies and stuff. They put it in tortillas, in flour tortillas, put two of them on there with the rice and beans and stuff. But they give you a bowl of cheese dip to pour over the top of it and soak it in there. And it is so good. And then my mom every year for my birthday makes me a banana pudding cheesecake.
Yeah.
Oh,
See, I like where you're going with that, but that surprises me because I would have guessed you would have picked like chicharrones or something.
chicharrones would be good
Chili.
if they would let me snack before I got to eat my meal.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat that as a meal. So Amy says this is tomato pie. Pie crust or biscuits, mayonnaise, fresh garden tomatoes, cheese, chives, bake in the oven. Amazing. Huh. Well, I'm going to have some of that.
Okay,
I
so
like all that stuff.
tomatoes. What, like sliced tomatoes or chopped up or?
I'm going to say they'd have to be chopped up.
Yeah.
Huh. That sounds pretty good. I'll have to have some of that. You're going to have to show me how to do that, Amy.
Yeah.
Because that sounds different than it. I mean, when you tell people tomato pie, that just those two things don't really seem like they go together. But
Yeah.
Chris says sliced. Yes, sliced.
Sliced.
It is good. Okay. Well, I believe you. I believe you. Well, we've talked about breakfast and lunch. Now, dinner takes a little bit more preparation time. Breakfast sometimes takes some preparation time, but lunch, we want quick, fast, easy. Even if we have a small breakfast, we have quick, fast, easy lunch. Most of the time we have a picnic, easy stuff, because we usually eat it on, and your Richard said throw some bacon in there.
There you go.
That sounds pretty good.
On the cake there.
That sounds like a crazy BLT. Yeah, like a hot tomato Sammy. But so what would be your favorite cooking devices for your dinner that you're going to cook? What do you always take with you?
Well, I always have, I usually always have the Scottle and the GSI stove. And then I always carry some sort of, cast iron, and that's what I usually prefer. If I do a steak or something like that, I usually do the cast iron on the GSI stove. So, and then of course I have the jet boil. But
oh yeah, yeah. I always have the scuttle. I like the adventure scuttle if I'm by myself or if there's just two of us because it's smaller. It doesn't take up as near as much room.
Yeah.
When we were down in South Texas, I cooked on the small adventure scuttle almost every day. No matter what we were having. I like to always have a Coleman oven with me, or I even have a very small, I got it on clearance at Walmart. I've got a mini smoker, so I can actually smoke a pork butt or something like that. I usually don't take it unless I'm taking the trailer, but I'm telling you, it's about this big. It's so cool. Propane mini smoker.
Really?
It's so cool. Yeah. You can actually use the Coleman folding oven as a smoker as well. A lot of people don't realize that, but it has a diffuser plate on the bottom of it. If you've got two little metal bowls, you can put wood chips in one and water in the other, and it will actually smoke. So you can actually use the Coleman oven as a smoker. I have done it, and it works.
See, I have a Coleman oven, and I have struggled finding a place for it to live.
Yeah.
In the truck, because everything's so strategically packed.
I usually only take mine when we take the trailer. There's certain things I cannot fit in a small space, and I just have to say I just can't do that. But if we're going to base camp, I'll get more elaborate. I'll take the oven, sometimes the smoker, but a lot of times I just take the Coleman oven because I can use it as a smoker too. And so I've got it packed away with the big scuttle. I take the adventure scuttle and the FJ, the big scuttle in the trailer. So Chris said he's got room. He will always take it. No Barrier says cast iron skillet, jet boil, Coleman oven. Now I always take a cast iron chicken fryer because the chicken fryer can also double as a Dutch oven. So I've got a chicken fryer with a Dutch oven lid or camp oven lid. So if you've got a trivet, you can actually use it as a camp oven. So I always take that with me. I've got a thing called a scriddle that I always have with me, which is it's like a cast iron pan, but it's made out of steel and it doesn't have any handles on it. So it's easy to pack. I always take that with me because it's real easy to do vegetables or to sear something. You can put it directly on the fire and it will not hurt it. I've also got a cast iron small skillet that does not have a handle on it. Let me tell you, if you ever go to Pittsburgh, Kansas, go to the Lodge cast iron store because they've got stuff in there you've never seen that doesn't make it to the stores. And they've got some of the coolest things. In fact, I got a Scotch bowl there. I've got a cast iron bowl that I do my soups in. I've got the cast iron skillet that doesn't have a handle. And I pieced together the chicken fryer with the camp oven lid. So that way I was able to have a lot of things that I can use for more than one different.
Have multi-purpose.
Yeah, multi-purpose. Yeah. And I also always take a folding grill of some kind. So I've got a Madcon grill or a little folding Covea grill that I always take with me because sometimes you just like to put some sticks in there and grill.
The Madcon grill, that's what you used to cook those steaks on last year at Bonfire, right?
That's correct.
Oh, those are so good.
Yeah.
Those are so good.
Richard wants to know what trick. Teach me this trick. Tell me what trick you're talking about, Richard, and I will teach you a trick. I don't know any card tricks, but I know some cooking tricks. Type on there what you want to know, and I'll be glad to share it with you. Do you do much grilling on an open fire?
I don't. I love the way things taste on an open fire, like your Madcon grill, for example. I have that pop-up fire pit with the cooking grates that
you do. Okay.
I do have that. Okay. But I don't know. I prefer something that cooks. I prefer to get like a a jet boil out or something that I can just start cooking right away. Because it over the fire, it just seems like there's a little bit more prep, and you got to wait for the coals to build up, and I don't know. So I don't mess with that as much. I love the taste, but I just don't get into it.
Yeah.
I know you do.
The trick that Richard was wanting to know about was the Coleman oven.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you've got a Coleman oven, it actually is flat, and you pop it up and all that. But on the very bottom of it, it has a diffuser. That's where the fire goes directly, and it diffuses around to make the oven. Well, the diffuser is what gets hot. So if you need to find 2 really small metal bowls, really small metal bowls that'll fit in there side by side. You want a little bit of water in one, or if you're doing pork, you can put apple juice in it, because if you smoke and get apple juice real hot, the fumes from that will actually go really good with pork. Doesn't go really good with, or chicken, doesn't go really good with beef, but and then go to any store that has the wood chips for an electric smoker, and just get a bag of the wood chips and just put those wood chips in the other bowl. So you'll get some moisture from the water. You'll get the smoke from the wood chips, and it works really well. And it's vented already, so you don't have to vent it, and it works really well. So,
dude,
all you gotta do is find 2 little metal bowls, and you're set.
We got to do that.
Okay.
I'm going after the podcast is over. I'm going right out to the garage, and I'm going to figure out where to put my Coleman oven. We're doing that.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Now, you got to be careful about how much propane you got, because if you're going to smoke something, a lot of times it will take hours and hours and hours. But if you're going to take something like a steak and give it a little bit of smoke and then sear it, it works really good. But if you're going to smoke something like a pork loin or something like that, it'll take a while. It'll take a lot of propane. So you got to really watch on your propane. But,
so if you did a steak, would you smoke it first and then take it out and sear it in a?
Okay, so here's the deal with a steak. If you've got your Coleman oven and you use it kind of like a smoker, you can reverse sear it. So, a reverse sear is where you put it in the oven and you get it up to temperature, just below the temperature that you want it for, however you want it. So if you want it medium rare, which is around 120 degrees, if you've got a thermometer, you can stick in there. You can stick it in the smoker, give it a little bit of smoke, reverse sear, and then take it out, slap it on a hot skillet for 2 minutes on each side, and it's done.
You blowing my mind right now.
Yeah. Well, if you have a really thick steak, like a fillet or like a tomahawk or something like that, you've got to reverse sear it. Otherwise, you'll never get it done. And so you put it in an oven for just a little bit, get it up to about 110 or something like that, take it out. And Tony says, Cracker says, while you wait, you can hydrate. Yeah.
While you wait, you hydrate.
While you wait, you hydrate,
Yeah.
So, reverse searing with a Coleman oven. How cool is that?
That would be awesome. We're going to have to do that, man.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. Eli, thanks for watching, man.
Yeah. So what would be your go-to dinner items if you've got a big trip planned? What are you putting in your fridge?
Well, I mean, like if it's going to be like a full meal that I'm going to cook and not something I'm looking to be quick with, it's going to be a steak, fried potatoes, asparagus, something along those lines.
Yeah. I've been camping with you several times, and most of the time you pull a steak out of somewhere.
Most of the time, if I'm cooking, it's a steak.
What's your steak? What's your favorite steak?
It's ribeye. That's only. Yeah, I love the the fat content in a ribeye. I love that taste. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
I've had some really good steak here lately. Most of them have been fillets. I love a good fillet, but Gia came down and brought a tomahawk. It was like a 5-pound tomahawk.
This big around.
It was so big it would not fit in my skillet. That's how big it was. Chris says porterhouse. Those are humongous too. You have to have a gigantic skillet to cook those. So a lot of people are going with you, steak taters and asparagus.
Yes.
Fried potatoes are really hard to beat. They're really hard to beat, and they're real easy to cook. I
Yep.
like them a little crispy, and I like mine with peppers, onions, and melted cheese all over them with a little bacon. Mm, so good.
Yeah, I start some olive oil and some butter, salt and pepper, maybe some garlic, and start doing the taters first. And
Mhm.
then about halfway through the potatoes, then I put a steak on, and then at the tail end I throw some asparagus, all in the same cast
All
iron,
the same. Yeah.
all the same, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
I used to grill almost all my steaks, but now that I've figured out how to make the fancy butter with the garlic and the herbs and stuff like
Oh,
that, do it in a hot skillet and
yes.
baste it.
Yep.
It's so good.
See, we don't have a Trader Joe's here nearby. I guess I'm missing out. So many people I've heard talk about Trader Joe's.
Joe's has some of the best pre-made meals I've seen. They put together like steaks that are already marinated with vegetables in there, all in one package. And
Oh boy.
you can get most of that at a Aldi or a Kroger or somewhere like that that has like a meat department. They'll put together some of the prepackaged meals. You can get some shrimp or something like that. Um, so it's yeah, Brussels sprouts instead of asparagus. I did Brussels sprouts this week in the air fryer, and they actually were really good. They were crunchy, crispy. I did them on broil instead of air crisp, and let me tell you, they turned uh, crispy quick. I put just a little bit of oil on there, did a little bit of shake on there, threw them in there for a little bit, and they were amazing. So
Yeah,
yeah, so good.
man.
Potato full packs with Lipton onion soup mix and butter. Now, full packs are so easy. In fact, you can do those on the open fire.
Yeah.
Just stick them on the fire and they're done. It's really hard to mess up a full pack. And so you can put just about any kind of seasoning with meat, vegetables, butter in there. But the Lipton onion soup mix works wonders if you've never cooked with that. It is really, really cool.
You ever do barbecue onion?
No, I've never done a barbecue onion.
Yeah. We used to we would take and just chop up an onion or slice up an onion and put it in a foil pan and just put barbecue sauce in it and just set it on the fire while we're doing cooking. Yeah. And
Barbecue sauce on an onion.
yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it's really good. Really good.
Never in my life.
Yeah. So I mean it's just something that sits there and cooks while you're doing other stuff, the rest of the meal.
I love it. I love it. That sounds amazing. That sounds really good. My go-to pretty much every single time, since they have invented the disc cooker, it has changed my whole life. So everything is so much easier to cook on a disc cooker because you can cook something in the center, move it to the edge, cook something else, move it to the edge, put everything on one, and the cleanup is so easy. So tacos, I love cooking tacos on there. Meat, veggies, throw on a tortilla. I used to only be flour tortillas, but now I really have been working on making my tacos like street tacos from the vendor right
Yeah.
down the road who has a little shack that he pulls around town. And it's so easy. So steak, chicken, almost always use bacon in there. Veggies, I use, here's a tip that I have learned. I love poblano peppers. I use poblano peppers instead of bell peppers. They're tastier and they just give a better flavor. So, and they're not hot. They're just like bell peppers. They're just a different pepper with a different flavor.
Excuse you.
Onions, tomatoes. If you do chicken, put a little bit of ham, bacon, and pineapple in there. So good. Grilled pineapple is one of my favorite things.
Pineapple
So
is my favorite.
whatever spices you want to put on there, put that stuff on the side, a little bit of oil, and then put you a corn tortilla on. Don't let it be dripping in oil, but just let it sit there on top of a good coated surface. Let it sit there for about a minute. Flip it over, put your stuff on there, fold it, let it sit there for a minute, toss it to the other side, and that corn tortilla becomes semi-crispy. And let me tell you, Gia brought that tomahawk steak down, and we had some left over because it was so big. First time I've ever had a steak that I couldn't eat the whole thing. And I mean, it was like 4 inches thick. It was humongous. And so we had some left over. We took that steak down to South Texas, and the very first night, I was like, I think we're just going to throw together some steak tacos. So I just did some peppers, onions, that leftover steak, put them on corn tortillas, and she was like, oh my gosh.
Of course.
These are the best steaks, or best steak tacos. And I said, you're right. They were so good. So I love doing that.
See, that's leftovers. Leftovers is underrated, I think. Sometimes.
Underrated. And you can also, a lot of people don't think of this, go get you a rotisserie chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Put it, debone it, put it in there, and you can take it out there, throw it on the grill. That is the best chicken. Don't get raw chicken. Get rotisserie chicken. You don't have to
from
cook
Sam.
it. You know what? Yeah, they're $5 for like a 40-pound chicken.
I know. They're the big ones, not one of those little Cornish hen things that you get.
Right.
Yeah.
But it only takes 30 seconds to cook the meat because it's already cooked.
Yep.
And just put some peppers and onions, throw the chicken on there. You can even do some grilled pineapples, throw it on there, some bacon. Oh my gosh.
Your favorite overland spice?
I swear. So good. Now, here lately, I've been doing a lot of grilled meat and veggies. Lot of grilled meat and veggies. Grilled chicken, ham steaks. Love ham steaks. Ham steaks with grilled pineapple is the best. And vegetables. So always on the scuttle with your favorite spices, asparagus, green beans, bacon, or packaged mashed potatoes. Packaged mashed potatoes have come a long ways.
Yeah.
All you have to do is put some water in the jet bowl, add to it. In 2 minutes, it's ready. Hey, simmer down.
What's going on over there?
Well, I'll tell you what.
Golly.
I'm the one doing the talking here. Yeah. I can also put you fried egg on top of some of that. So, oh man, that's some ham steak with a fried egg on top of it with a little bit of cheese.
That sounds horrible.
It does. Let me tell you. Let me ask you a question. Do you like cabbage?
Yeah. I mean, I like. I don't know about cooked so much. I do like, like the purple cabbage in a salad or something like that.
Okay. I remember growing up and being able to walk into my granny's house, and I just thought, what is that smell?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. When my granny cooked cabbage, it stunk up the whole neighborhood. I mean, It was just like, what in the world? But now that I'm old, I love cooked cabbage.
Yeah.
It's so good. So I take ham, bacon, onions, do all that up. Just take you a half a cabbage, slice it up, break it up, put it on a scuttle, pour a little oil over it, and cover it. And let me tell you, just toss it every now and then, and it is so good. You would love my cabbage, Tony. I'm telling you.
All right. Listen, we're going to have to start writing this stuff down because there's a whole bunch of stuff we're going to have to try. And we need to get, hibachi. Oh, sorry. We need to get No Barriers Adventures.
Yeah.
To tell us how they do their fried cabbage.
Yeah. Well, that may be what they're talking about, what I did, because that is actually fried on a scuttle with a little bit of oil.
Yeah.
It's fried. And they're not talking deep fried. You don't put it like in a fried.
No, I was like, they dip it in the egg, and then they got this other mixture that they put it in, and it's like, I just picture like a fried cabbage patty.
So have you ever had chicken fried bacon? Oh, see, you have missed out, my brother. You have missed out. You have got to get.
I've never heard those words put together.
Go get some extra thick bacon, extra thick. You take it, do it just like you would fry chicken. You do it in egg, do it in flour, whatever, breadcrumbs, and then deep fry it. And let me tell you, you'll blow your mind. It's so good. So good.
We got to do this, man. I'm telling you.
It's so good. Yeah, Kara says thicker is always better. I don't do a lot of hibachi because it's really hard to do a hibachi unless you've got a flat grill, and I don't have a flat grill, but I need to get one. I've really considered getting one for the trailer, but I don't have one. But I'd love to do hibachi. I think it'd be fun. I don't know what that means. But yeah, Kara said thicker is always better. She's talking about bacon.
Of course.
But as a child, we would go to, there was a hotel here in Conway that on Sundays would have a buffet. And so we would go there and I ate this stuff and I was in love with this stuff. And I did not know what it was until about 3 or 4 years ago. I had an epiphany. I was like, oh my gosh, that was chicken fried bacon is what that was. And I knew it was something, but I have never been able to think of what it was. But they would take the extra thick bacon, fry it just like a chicken. They would have crust on it. But it's so good. Oh my gosh. You're missing out if you've never had it.
You're blowing my mind. Yeah.
Another thing, that soup that you brought to camp a couple weeks ago blew my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, that stuff. So my wife saw it on a TikTok, right? And it's basically it's called seafood stew, right?
Seafood stew.
Seafood
Get
stew.
it out. Aldi's.
It's $5.99 for a bag,
mm-hmm.
and it's sort of weird, when you go and it's frozen, right? So you open it up and you pour it out, and it's just these frozen balls of stew.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. So the liquid is actually frozen to the meat.
Yep. Yeah.
It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. So when you put it in the pot, it's like you're just dumping. It looked like a bunch of balls of potatoes.
It did, yeah.
That's what it looked like. And I thought, this is just going to sit there and burn. But what it does, the heat melts all that stuff around there's fish, there's
salmon, there's shrimp, there's
some other kind of fish.
Crab.
Maybe have some crab in it. I don't remember.
Scallops. There's scallops,
okay,
and then there's mushrooms, and Conway is getting an Aldi's. Yeah,
so we're getting an Aldi.
There's vegetables in there too. It's just insanely good, whenever
it is insanely good.
And that's one of those things you could do on Friday night. If you're headed out of town after work on Friday night and it's late, it's so quick that you just you can cook it in a pot. You're basically just warming it up, and it's just easy. It's so good.
Kara says, if you ever have to make a recipe and plan for food to cook before you go, highly recommend the app Paprika. There's an app called Paprika. I'm gonna have to check out now.
Right.
That's cool. I will look at that. But the seafood stew blew my mind.
Yeah.
You have to keep it frozen, but you cook it frozen. So you can just put it in the frozen part of your fridge or whatever, and then just take it out, put it in a pot.
It's just like
turn it on. And it was like 5 minutes. It was ready.
Yeah.
Now we had it with some, and I've got to get me one of those folding things that you can put bread in and cook over the open fire, because you just toast your bread over the open fire. And with that bread and that stew, I was in heaven.
Yeah. A little bit of butter on the bread. Oh, just like Richard said a while ago, my cholesterol is going up just thinking about it.
Yeah. That's called a folding grill basket. I actually have one in my cart on Amazon right now. I get paid on Friday, and it will be on the way. So
it'll be there in time for next weekend.
So excited. Do you ever make chili?
Sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, no, not well at home. Yeah. My wife makes it here, especially when it's cold, and not so much in the wintertime.
Yeah.
But I don't make it like from scratch, out camping. Sometimes, you get a can of chili, and throw that in a pot and warm it up. But
Yeah, if I do make it from scratch, I make it before I go and take it with me, and that way all I have to do is heat it up.
Yep.
So yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
Unless you're going to a place where you can have a fire or have charcoal or something like that where you don't burn up all your propane, you can actually put it in a Dutch oven, just let it cook for a long time. And I like doing stuff like that where you're just sitting around the fire and that's over there cooking. You just get up and mess with it every now and then. Yeah, that's pretty fun. So I like that. But soup and sandwich, I love sandwiches. A lot of times you don't want to cook. So take stuff that you don't have to cook. I'll talk about that here in a minute. But soup and sandwich, I have what's that thing called that I have? I can't remember. It's like a sandwich maker. And so you can put the bread, the cheese, and all that stuff in there and put it over the stove or whatever, and it makes your sandwich hot. I love that. I can't remember what that's called. That is called a it's a weird name. I can't remember. Anyway, I guess I took that out of my notes. But anyway, soup and sandwich is good. Now, I like ramen. And now we talked about
panini maker.
Yeah, the panini maker has a long handle on it. Mine has a short handle on it.
You weren't talking about it. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, the panini maker is good, and I would highly recommend get one of those because it's cast iron. It's really good. Hey,
excuse you.
Goodness. So anyway, I like ramen, and we talked about ramen last week because I like doing it for lunch. I did it almost every lunch when it's cold, and if you've got a jet boil or something like that, it's easy to make. In fact, I made some for Kara when we were at Bonfire Rendezvous last year because she couldn't eat very much.
Yeah.
And she wanted something that had a little bit of spice in it. So I didn't make the noodles. I just put the spice in there, and she was like on a liquid diet.
Yeah.
And so I made some for her. But for dinner, I like to spice it up a little bit. So it's easy. If you've got little chunks of chicken or something like that, put you a little bit of oil in the jet boil, put you some chopped onions, mushrooms, let that stir a little bit, do your water, and then you can put like a half a boiled egg. You can put some scallions on top. So dress it up really good. So I really like that. That's so easy, and it doesn't take very long, and it's so easy to make. Everybody's telling me it's a panini press. So yeah, that's what it is. But I've got something that's made. I can't
pie
remember.
iron.
No, it's not a pie iron. I can't remember what it is. I'll have to look at my notes from last week. But anyway, Rubicon Mike says Joey's trailer 100% food prep equipment.
Yep.
The FJ is 75% food.
When
That's about
food
right.
Food is
about right. I have got the trailer set up to make the food, and I'm so excited.
When you get old like Joey, it's food is life.
Now, if you like ramen, if you ever go to a big city,
about this much older than me, so
Google Asian stores because they have some of the best ramen. I swear, I go through there and it's so cheap. You can come out of there with like 40 bags of ramen for $50.
If you were to ask me to guess what you would pick for your last meal, I would have, hands down, gone straight with ramen.
Really?
Yeah.
I do like ramen.
I know.
I do like ramen. Goodness gracious.
You had your FJ was half full of it last year when we went to Wyoming.
Kara just threw up a bunch of, she just vomited a whole bunch of really good stuff that she likes to eat here on the
Blondies. What's a Blondies? Oh yeah, charcuterie board for sure.
Yeah, tortellini and sausage soup. I love that. If you've got some heavy cream and put that in with some tortellini and Italian sausage, oh my gosh, so good. Strawberries, marshmallows, Hershey Kisses inside cake cones wrapped in foil on the fire.
Yeah,
I don't know what a cake cone is. Is that an ice cream cone?
I reckon.
Lindsay says she made shrimp Szechuan at Big Iron. Said it was a huge hit. Now, Lindsay knows how to cook. She can do that. Karen said like brownies, but with Heath bars.
So a blondie is a Heath bar brownie.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
That sounds good.
You're blowing my mind right now.
Over the fire, and I mentioned this last week, and if you missed it, if you've never had pizza rolls over the open fire, you're missing out.
Yeah.
I went on Amazon and I found some extendable marshmallow roasters. So they're really short. You can extend them out about 20 inches, 25 inches, something like that, and you put marshmallows on them. Well, thaw you out some pizza rolls and put those on those roasters and stick them over the open fire, and you will not regret it. It will change your life.
See, and we always have pizza rolls. My kid loves pizza rolls, so I got to try that too.
Yeah, so good.
Okay, pie iron. Sandwiches.
Let's see. Skewers. I
Yeah.
love doing meat, vegetable skewers over the open fire. I actually have something I can put one of those in that keeps it all together. The problem I always had was everything falling off because you get to talking and you don't hold it right or something like that. But I've got something you can just sit on there, and those are really nice to have. I love doing pizzas. I can do them in the Dutch oven or on the Scottle.
Red Baron.
And I like using pita bread that doesn't have the pocket. It's pocketless pita bread. It makes the best crust. It makes it crispy. So good. Just a little bit of sauce, whatever meat you want, cheese. So easy. Very good. Now, we talked about it last week as well. The pre-cooked pasta is so easy, especially on the Scottle. You just do your meat on the Scottle with a little bit of oil, vegetables, then you put your sauce in there and let it go for a minute. And then the pre-cooked vegetables that you can get in the Asian section of Walmart or Kroger or anywhere like that.
Yeah.
With two, and they last forever. But you just put them in there in about 2 minutes, it's done. Blow your mind. So easy, so good. You can do spaghetti with it. You can do any kind of Asian stuff with it. You can do chicken spaghetti. You can do anything with those pre-cooked noodles. So
and they don't eat up space in your fridge either.
No, they don't. And that's one of the things that I really researched last year before we went on our long trip was I need to take as much stuff as I can that does not have to be refrigerated.
Yeah.
And so when I found those, and you don't have to boil them, so you don't use a whole lot of water, you don't use a whole lot of propane, and so they're already cooked. Once you get the sauce done, you just put them in there in 2 minutes, they're ready.
Yeah, makes propane and water last longer.
So I've got shrimp scampi sauce that comes in a single packet. I've got ragu spaghetti sauce that comes in a single packet. You can look in all kinds of sauces. Just go down to the sauce aisle at Walmart and you can see all the different sauces that they have. And you can just think, okay, if I have pre-cooked noodles in this sauce, what will I need? And just about any meat will work. And you can have something real easy. So if you've got a Scottle or just a little Skriddle or any kind of a skillet, you can have that easy.
Yeah, super easy dinner.
Mac and cheese. Whew, love mac and cheese. You ever do breakfast for dinner?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, bacon and eggs. Sometimes pancakes. Yep.
I love it. I love breakfast.
Biscuits,
just about
gravy.
any time I can eat biscuits and gravy.
Oh,
I swear.
Hey, chocolate gravy and biscuits.
Chocolate gravy is good.
Yeah.
And if you go to a store and you see this packaged chocolate gravy, it's good.
Yeah, we got some in West Virginia last year.
Yeah, it's really good.
So good.
I love going to the Mennonite stores or the Amish stores. They always have cool stuff like that, and we always stock up when we go there. There's one in Branson that we go to that we get a lot of that stuff like that. But sometimes you don't want to cook. Now, I found myself in a bad spot last year because it was warm. I was camping up on the Buffalo. I'd camped with some guys in the summer, and then I decided to stay an extra night. And it was just so hot that day. But I made the mistake of only carrying food that had to be cooked. And so now I always make sure that I carry something, whether it's chicken salad, whether it's just meat, cheese, and crackers, or where it's sandwich stuff that doesn't have to be cooked. But sometimes you're just spent, where you just do not want to cook. So make sure that you carry something that does not have to be cooked. I ended up stopping at that little store just north of St. Joe that's right there on the side of Highway 65. Walked in there and had to make me a sandwich, and that was
Yeah.
a blessing. That was a blessing. I loved it.
Yeah, I think I
So,
stopped at the same place whenever we left there when we were camping. When we just packed up and
yeah.
left that Monday, I
hmm
stopped in there and got a breakfast on the way out.
That is that's a really nice place. You know, they have just a little bit of everything, and they can make you a sandwich in there too. But be prepared. And talking about being prepared, Kara says adult Lunchables are great when you don't want to cook. That's a good idea. Just throw some of them in there and always have it. And they have different kinds that you can get. But be prepared. I always food prep. I always food prep before I leave. Um, the vacuum sealer that I have is my friend. It
Yeah.
will take stuff down, make it where it does not take up space, and make it where it lasts longer. So anytime that I go to the store and buy meat, I come home, put it in individual portions, and vacuum seal it. That way, if I'm going on a camping trip, I can just grab meat. I can just grab meat, and I don't have to do a whole lot to it. So it's real easy. Cleanup is great, and it that way I don't have a lot of. I hate if you just buy a package of chicken breasts, you take it with you, you open it, the juice gets everywhere in the fridge, and I can't stand that.
Yeah.
So I always food prep, put it in smaller batch. Sometimes I go ahead and cut up my vegetables ahead of time and just put them in a container or a stasher bag or a freezer bag. But you don't want to freeze them, especially onions, because they will turn to mush. So
Yeah.
be careful with that.
They're not.
Sometimes that makes it a little easier where you can just pull some out, put it on there, and you don't have to do a lot of cutting up or chopping or anything like that. So, if you want to do some food prep like that, it always makes things a little easier before you go. But man, I love dinner. I love dinner. Lunch is always light and easy because we're always driving or doing whatever. But dinner, that's a different story. I like to stop, rest, relax, sit around the fire, and just take it here. Tim is from Louisiana. Thank you, Tim, for joining us. We're just about to wrap it up. So if you missed the show tonight, you can always go back and watch it. It is recorded on our Facebook pages and our YouTube channels, and it will be uploaded tomorrow on all podcast platforms. Man, I can't tell you how blessed we are. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to have you, Tony, on here with me. It is such a pleasure to get on here with you every week
It,
and have
it is. I
everybody.
really enjoy it, especially when we
So,
talk about this stuff that means so much to us all.
yeah, like food, like food.
Food is
But
life.
man, I tell you what, we're so blessed to have everybody that's come on here and give us your input. We have learned something new. Tomato pie, had no idea that existed.
Yeah.
Got some good ideas about the full packets and different things
Yeah.
like that. So really appreciate it. Chocolate gravy over a Krispy Kreme donut. Wow.
Yeah.
Chocolate gravy over a Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
Krispy Kreme
Smoke.
donut.
So, where's Royal, Arkansas?
I don't know.
You heard of this Burroughs Smokehouse
Mm-mm.
that Jeff is speaking of?
No. Let's see. Bought 1 pound of smoked beef jerky last weekend at Burrell's Smokehouse in Royal. That must be up there in the north central part.
Okay.
Up there about where Jeff stays.
I like jerky.
I don't know. I'll have to look that up.
May have to hit them on the way to Corsi's.
Yeah, no lie. No lie. Man, thank y'all, everybody who has joined us tonight. We have truly enjoyed it. It has been such an amazing time. I can't tell you how much we appreciate you being here. We will let you know if we're going to be on here next week. It'll be the same bat time.
Same bad channel.
That's exactly right. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful week. I hope you have somebody in your life. Tell them you love them while you still have time, because they're not going to be around forever.
Yeah.
Until then, Look out for number 1. Don't step in number 2. We love you.
Join us next week.
Same bad time, same bad channel.
Boom.